Title: Love Out of Time. The first time Chloe met Brandon was at the Seattle airport. In the midst of complete chaos, Chloe, sitting on the floor, surrounded by suitcases, was desperately searching. Report your lost passport. Brandon, with his sports bag on his shoulder, stumbled over his open suitcase and almost fell on top of it. Could you not invade the whole hallway? He grumbled, throwing her a look. Fast. Could you not be so irritating? She replied, raising an eyebrow. They exchanged withering glances. Each went their own way, believing they would never see each other again. How wrong. Estaban. Minutes later, they announced seat changes due to overbooking. Chloe and Brandon, unfortunately, ended up sitting next to each other on the flight to New York. Perfect, Chloe murmured. Oh, adjusting his belt. I'm no happier than you, replied Brandon. The flight was a comedic disaster. Brandon spilled coffee on Chloe's bag. She stepped on his foot 3 times, and they argued about who had the right to the armrest. But between protest and protest, spontaneous laughter arose. A week later, fate brought them together again. Chloe was attending a charity gala in Manhattan, and, invited by her best friend, among golden lights and classical music, she saw him, Brandon, in a suit, receiving an award for his work in a youth foundation. You again? Chloe whispered, approaching. O's. Are you following me? He joked, with a sideways smile. Before Chloe could respond, the host announced a charity auction, where she, unintentionally, ended up winning a dinner seat on Brandon. The entire room erupted in applause. Chloe wished to disappear. The date was anything but elegant. The limousine broke down in the middle of Times Square. The luxury restaurant rejected them for not a confirmed reservation, and they ended up walking in the rain, sharing a hot dog from a street vendor. Maybe the universe wants to laugh at us, laughed Chloe, soaked to the bone. Or perhaps you want to give us a story to tell. Brandon smiled, approaching dangerously. Chloe felt her heart beat faster, but she also remembered something. She couldn't get involved. No other. A time. The following days, Brandon invited her out several times. Chloe always found excuses. It wasn't for lack of interest, but out of fear. Years ago, she had deeply loved someone. He had betrayed her mercilessly. He promised not to repeat that mistake. But Brandon was different. Persistent, sweet, genuine. Little by little, Chloe lowered her guard. On an impromptu date in Central Park K, while they were having an impromptu picnic with pizza, Brandon took her hand. I don't know at what moment you stopped being my accident and became the best thing that has ever happened to me. Chloe, with shining eyes, he smiled. I suppose the best plans are the ones you never imagined. They kissed under the trees while the city vibrated around them. Of course, not everything was easy. Chloe discovered that Brandon was hiding something. His foundation was in financial crisis, and many saw him as a false philanthropist. He felt the old wound open in his chest. Could he be trusted? Or was he falling another time in an abyss? But Brandon was direct, honest. He showed her the truth, asked her to trust in his present, not his past. And for the first time, Chloe chose to believe. She chose to risk. She chose to love. Because sometimes, true love doesn't arrive on time. It arrives out of time, but it arrives to stay. End.